Siobhan Ingram, welcome to Dean's Kitchen, where today I'm going to show you how to make a very easy ratatouille crumble. Lots of lovely Mediterranean vegetables and flavours in a really nice simple baked dish, which can be served as a really nice vegetarian option on its own, or it also makes a fantastic accompaniment to roast meats, roast beef, pork, that kind of thing as well. So very tasty and very simple, and here I'm going to show you how to make it. So first of all, I've already got cooking in my pan here about a tablespoonful of olive oil, and into that is one roughly chopped onion and a crushed clove of garlic. So that's been on a lowish heat for about 5 minutes or so, and just long enough to start the cooking process and to get the onion to soften. As you can see, it's just about there. So that's the first part of the process, and now into this we're going to add a mixture of vegetables, and you can mix this to suit yourself, but what we've got here is an aubergine, which is quite chunkily chopped up into quite large pieces. We've got a courgette and we've got a yellow pepper as well. So I'm going to add all of these now into the pan. So it's a nice healthy mix of vegetables. As I say, you can mix them up really to add mushrooms or different coloured peppers or whatever you've got. Okay, so that's them gone in. So just stir them round, coat them with the oil and the onion and the garlic. And then next up, we're going to add a little bit of tomato puree, a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree. So we'll put that in next. This just gives it a nice, rich tomatoey flavour. So there we go, that's the tomato puree in. And then our liquid to cook the vegetables is passata, or sieved tomatoes, which is a great ingredient, really versatile. You can use it in all sorts of stews and soups and curries and that kind of thing. And it's basically just literally sieved tomatoes. You can buy it in cartons at the supermarket, you can buy it plain or flavoured with herbs and things. This is just plain passata. So I'm going to pop that in next. And it makes a nice rich tomatoey sauce. So that's that gone in. And we'll stir this round. Now don't worry and if you find that you think it looks a little bit dry and there's not enough liquid in there, because what happens is as the vegetables cook, they release quite a lot of liquid into the sauce. And so you'll find that although it starts off a little bit dry looking, it will actually simmer down into quite a nice thick sauce as the vegetables start to soften and cook. And one more ingredient I'm going to add at this stage, and that is one of these really handy little vegetable stock pots that you can buy in the supermarket. Now adding this in just gives it a really nice depth of flavour, and the other good thing about the stock pots is that they're very well seasoned, so if you're adding this in you don't need to worry about adding salt and pepper. So we'll just pop the stock in next, and that melts down into the sauce, and as I say, really gives it a really nice flavour boost. So what we're going to do now is just give that a good stir, make sure the stock is mixed in nicely, and then what we're going to do is just pop the lid on and leave that just on a low heat for 15 to 20 minutes until the vegetables are pretty much cooked. Depends how chunky you've made them, but about 15 to 20 minutes on a low heat, and then we'll come back and finish it off in a few minutes. Our vegetables have now had about 15 to 20 minutes and they're cooking down nicely, as you can see. Nice and soft and nice and tender, so we're not far off being ready. So just to finish off, what I'm going to do now is add in a couple of more ingredients. And in this bowl here, I've got some halved cherry tomatoes, so we'll pop them in because they don't take too long to cook. And also, just to give it a nice Mediterranean flavour, I've got some nice fresh basil leaves, which I'm just tearing up and just going to pop in there as well. And the flavour of basil goes beautifully with tomatoes, so this works very, very well. And again, you don't want to overcook basil, so we just basically add this in for the last few minutes. Be as generous as you like with the basil, it's a lovely flavour. If you want to add a bit more, you can do. And then just stir that round. It smells gorgeous. And then what I'm going to do now is just pop the lid back on and just give that about 5 minutes or so, just to finish off the cooking, just to soften the tomatoes and wilt the basil nicely. And then we'll be ready to finish it off. So that's our ratatouille ready. It's had its full cooking time. Get rid of that. And what I'm going to do now is just pop it into an oven-proof dish. So just carefully ladle it in, like so. It looks absolutely gorgeous and it tastes great. Definitely recommend this one. Right, So fill up the dish. And then what we're going to do is finish it off with a nice gratin topping. So what I've done is made up a mix of our delicious Dean's cheese oat nibbles. I've taken a packet and crumbed them and mixed into the crumbs some grated mature cheddar, extra mature cheddar for lots of flavour. And what I'm going to do now is just sprinkle these over the vegetables just to give it a nice topping. Now, as I said at the beginning, this makes a really lovely vegetarian dish. So if you've got vegetarian friends and you're running out of ideas of what to cook for them, if you've got a dinner party coming up or something like that, then I can recommend this. And what you can do is you can make them in individual dishes. So you can spoon some ratatouille into an individual gratin dish and top them like this, and then it makes a nice way to serve it. But as I also said at the start, it's a really nice vegetable accompaniment. So if you're a bit bored with your usual vegetables to accompany your roast beef or pork or barbecue meats or anything like that really, then make a dish of this. And it can sit in the fridge like this once you get to this stage. You can pop it in the fridge and it's ready just to cook when you're ready. So what I'm going to do now is pop that in the oven and give it about 20-25 minutes just till it's bubbling and nice and golden, and then we'll serve it up. Okay, so now we have our ratatouille just out of the oven. As you can see, it's nice and golden. The sauce has started to bubble up around the edges, so it's ready to serve. So what I'm going to do now is just spoon some into this dish just to let you see it. So it's got our lovely crunchy crumble topping. And as I said already, it makes a lovely vegetarian supper dish or an accompaniment to meats. Very tasty. I had it with roast beef at the weekend. It was absolutely delicious. Okay, so we'll just put a nice amount on here, a little bit more of the crumb topping as well on there, like so. And just finish it off with a little bit of basil and it's ready to serve. There we go. So that is our delicious ratatouille vegetable crumble with our cheese gratin topping. And just to remind you, we used the Dean's cheese oat nibbles, crumbed up, mixed with some extra mature cheddar and then sprinkled on the top just to finish off. So very tasty, very simple and good for you as well. Lots of vegetables. That would be at least 2 if you're 5 a day, I reckon. So if you try it at home, as ever, let us know how you get on. Let us know what you think of it. And of course, we always like to see photos on Facebook as well. So thank you for watching.